Means that do it. Burger
Welcome to the third hour of Airchecks. As promised, I will be providing my radio production that I made in 1995. Rime of the Ancient Mariner radio play, originally recorded at KBTC-FM in Tacoma, Washington and broadcast on November 1, 1995 on KGHP-FM in Gig Harbor, Washington. Read and acted out by Ashraf, Camel, El Masri, Ty, Rosinos, Rosanau, Lori Vickers, and Alethea Karayaniro. The poem is written by Samuel Taylor Coleridge and the play script is written by Ashraf, Camel, El Masri and Ty, Rosinos, Rosanau. Here's the Rime of the Ancient Mariner.
He's an ancient mariner, and he stoppeth one of three.
By the long grey beard and glittering eye, now where else stopp'st thou me? The bridegroom's door I open wide, and I am next of kin. And the guests are met and the feast is set, makes hear the merry din.
He holds him with a skinny hand. There was a ship.
Hold off, unhand me, you grey-beard loon.
Eftsoons his hand drops he holds him with his glittering eye. The wedding guest stood still and listens like a 3 years child. The mariner hath his will. The wedding guest sat on a stone, he cannot choose but hear. And thus spake on that ancient man, the bright-eyed mariner. The ship was cheered, the harbour cleared, merrily did we drop. Below the kirk, below the hill, below the lighthouse top, the sun came up upon the left, out of the sea came he. And he shone bright, and on the right went down into the sea. Higher, higher every day till the mast at noon. The wedding guest beat his breast, for he heard the loud bassoon. The bride hath paced into the hall, red as a rose is she. Nodding their heads before her goes the merry minstrelsy. The wedding guest beat his breast, yet he cannot choose but hear. And thus spake on that ancient man, the bright-eyed mariner. And now the storm blast came, and he was tyrannous and strong. He struck with his all-taking wings and chased us south along, with sloping masts and dripping prow, as who pursued with yell and blow still treads the shadow of his foe, and forward bends his head. The ship drove fast, loud roared the blast, and southward aye we fled. And now there came rough mist and snow, and it grew a wondrous cold, and ice mast high came floating by, as green as emerald. And though the drifts, the snowy cliffs, did send a dismal sheen, nor shapes of men nor breasts weaken, the ice was all between. The ice was here, the ice was there, the ice was all around. It cracked and growled and roared and howled like noise in a swound. At length it crossed an albatross. Through the fog it came, as if it had been a Christian soul. We hailed it in God's name. We ate the food it ne'er had ate, and round it flew.
The ice did split with a thunder fit. The helmsman steered us through. And a good wind sprung up behind. The albatross did follow. And every day for food or play came to the mariner's hollow. In mist or cloud, on mast or shroud, it purged for vespers 9, whiles all the night through fog smoke white glimmered the white moonshine.
God save thee, ancient mariner, from the fiends that plague thee thus. Why look'st thou so?
With my crossbow I shot the albatross. The sun now rose upon the right. Out of the sea came him, still hid in mist, and on the left went down into the sea, and the good south wind still blew behind. But no sweet bird did follow, nor any day for food or play came to the mariner's hollow. And I had done a hellish thing, and it would work them woe. For all of that I had killed the bird that made the breeze to blow. Oh, wretch, said they, the bird to slay that made the breeze to blow. Nor dim nor red like God's own head the glorious sun uprist. Then all of that I had killed the bird that brought the fog and mist. 'Twas right, said they, such birds to slay that bring the fog and mist. The fair breeze blew, the white foam flew, the furrow followed tree. We were the first that ever burst into that silent sea. Down dropped the breeze, the sails dropped down, 'twas sad as sad could be. And we did speak only to break the silence of the sea.
All in a hot and copper sky, the bloody sun at noon. Right up above the mast did stand no bigger than the moon. Day after day we struck, nor breath nor motion, as idle as a painted ship upon a painted ocean. Water, water everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. The very deep did rot. Oh Christ, that ever this should be! Yea, slimy things did crawl with legs upon the slimy sea. About in reel and rout, the death fires danced at night.
The water like a witch's oil burnt green and blue and white.
And some in dreams assured were of the spirit that plagued us so. 9 fathom deep yet followed us from the land of mist and snow. And every tongue, though utter drought, was withered with the root. We could not speak no more than if we had been choked with soup. Ah, well-a-day, what evil looks had I from old and young. Instead of the cross, the albatross about my neck was hung. There passed a weary time. Each throat was patched and glazed each eye. A weary time, how glazed each weary eye, when looking westward I beheld a something in the sky. At first it seemed a little speck, and then it seemed a mist. It moved and took at least a certain shape I wist. A speck, a mist, a shape I wist, and still I neared and neared. As if it dodged the water sprite, it plunged and tacked and veered. With throats unslacked and black lips baked, we could not laugh or wail. Through utter drought, all dumb we stood. I bit my arm and sucked the blood, and cried, "A sail, a sail!" With throats unslacked and black lips baked, agape they heard me call, "Gramercy!" They for joy did grin, and all at once their breath drew in, as they were drinking all. "See, see," I cried, "she tacks no more, hither to work us weal, without a breeze, without a tide, she steadies with upright keel." The western wave was all aflame, the day was nigh done. Almost upon the western wave rested the broad bright sun, when the strange shape drove suddenly betwixt us and the sun. Straight the sun was flecked with bars. Heaven's mother send us grace! As if through a dungeon grate he peered, face. Alas, thought I, and my heart beat loud, how fast she nears and nears! But those her sails that glance in the sun like restless gossameres, are those her ribs through which the sun did peer, as through a grate? And is that woman all her crew? Is that a death, and is there two? Is death that woman's mate? Her lips were red, her looks were free, her locks were yellow as gold. Her skin as white as leprosy, the nightmare life in death was she, who thicks man's blood with cold. The naked hulk alongside came, and the twain were casting dice. The game is done, I've won, I've won! Quoth she, and whistles thrice. The sun's rim dips, the stars rush out. At one stride comes the dark. The far-heard whisper o'er the sea. Off shot the spectre bark. We listened, we looked sideways up, fear at my heart as a cup. My lifeblood seemed to sip. The stars were dim and thick the night. The steersman's face by his lamp gleamed white, and the sails of dew did drip, till clomb above the eastern bar the horned moon with one bright star within the nether tip. One after one the star-dogged moon, too quick for groan or sigh, each turned his face with ghastly pang, and cursed me with his eye. 4 times 50 men, and I heard nor sigh nor groan. With heavy thump, a lifeless lump, they dropped down one by one. The souls did from their bodies fly. They fled to bliss or woe, and every soul it passed me bow like the whiz of my crossbow.
I fear thee, ancient mariner. I fear thy skinny hand, and thou art long and lank and brown as the ribbed sea sand. I fear thee and thy glittering eye, and thy skinny hand so brown.
Fear not, thou wedding guest. This body drops not down. Alone, alone, all alone, alone on a wide, wide sea, and never a saint took pity on my soul in agony. The men so beautiful, and they all dead did lie, and 1,000 slimy things lived on, and so did I. I looked upon the rotting sea and drew my eyes away. I looked upon the rotting deck, and there the dead men lay. I looked to heaven and tried to pray, but or ever a prayer had gushed, a wicked whisper came and made my heart as dry as dust. I closed my lids and kept them closed, and the balls like pulses beat. For the sky and the sea and the sea and the sky lay like a load on my weary eye, and the dead were at my feet. The cold sweat melted from their limbs, nor rot nor reek did they. The look with which they looked on me had never passed away. An orphan's curse would drag to hell a spirit from on high. But oh, more horrible than that is the curse in a dead man's eye. 7 days, 7 nights I saw that curse, and yet I could not die. The morning moon went up the sky and nowhere did abide. Softly she was going up, and a star or two beside. Her beams bemocked the sultry main like April hoar frost spread. But where the ship's huge shadow lay, the charmed water burnt all way, and still an awful red. Beyond the shadow of the ship I watched the water snakes. They moved in tracks of shining white, and when they reared, the elfish light fell off in hoary flakes.
Within the shadow of the ship I watched their rich attire, blue, glossy green and velvet black. They coiled and swam, and every track was a flash of golden fire. Oh, happy living things, no tongue their beauty might declare. A spring of love gushed from my heart, and I blessed them unaware. Sure, my kind saint took pity on me, and I blessed them unaware. The self-same moment I could pray, and from my neck so free the albatross fell off and sank like lead into the sea. Oh, sleep, it is a gentle thing, beloved from pole to pole. To Mary Queen the praise be given, she sent the gentle sleep from heaven that slid into my soul. The silly buckets on the deck that had so long remained, I dreamt that they were filled with dew, and when I woke it rained. My lips were wet, my throat was cold, my garments were all dank. Sure, I had drunken in my dreams, and still my body drank. I moved and could not feel my limbs, I was so light, almost. I thought that I had died in sleep and was a blessed ghost. And soon I heard a roaring wind, it did not come anear, but with its sound it shook the sails that were so thin and sere. The upper air burst into life, and 100 fire flags sheen, and to and fro and in and out the wan stars danced between. And the coming wind did roar more loud, and the sails did sigh like sedge. And the rain poured down from one black cloud, the moon was at its edge. The thick black cloud was cleft, and still the moon was at its side. Like waters shot from some high crag, the lightning fell with never a jag. The river steep and wide. The loud wind never reached the ship, yet now the ship moved on. Beneath the lightning and the moon, the dead men gave a groan. They groaned, they stirred, they all uprose, nor spake nor moved their eyes. It had been a strange, even in a dream, to have seen those dead men rise. The helmsman steered, the ship moved on, yet never a breeze up blew. The mariners all gan work the ropes where they were wont to do. They raised their limbs like lifeless tools, they were a ghastly crew. The body of my brother's son stood by me, knee to knee. The body and I pulled at one rope, but he said naught to me.
I fear thee, ancient mariner.
Be calm, thou wedding guest. 'Twas not those souls fled in pain, which to their courses came again, but a troop of spirits blessed. For when it dawned, they dropped their arms and clustered round the mast. Sweet sounds rose slowly through their mouths, and from their bodies passed. Around, around flew each sweet sound, and darted to the sun. Slowly the sounds came back again, now mixed, now one by one.
Sometimes a dropping from the sky, I heard the skylark sing. Sometimes all little birds that are, how they seem to fill the sea and air with their sweet jargoning. And now 'twas like all instruments, now like a lonely flute, and now it is an angel's song that makes the heavens be mute. It ceased, yet still the sails made on, a pleasant noise till noon, a noise like a hidden brook in a leafy month of June, that to the sleeping woods all night sinketh a quiet. Till noon we quietly sailed on, yet never a breeze did breathe. Slowly and smoothly went the ship, moved onward from beneath. Under the keel 9 fathoms deep, from the land of mist and snow, the spirit slid, and it was he that made the ship to go. The sails at noon left off their tune, and the ship stood still also. The sun right up above the mast had fixed her to the ocean, but in a minute she gan stir, with a short, uneasy motion. Backwards and forwards half her length, with a short, uneasy motion. When like a pawing horse let go, she made a sudden bound. It flung the blood into my head, and I fell down a swound. How long in that same fit I lay, I have not to declare, but ere my living life return, I heard and in my soul discern two voices in me.
Is it he? Is this the man, by him who died on the cross? With the cruel bow he laid full low the harmless albatross. The spirit who biddeth by himself in the land of mist and snow, he loved the bird that loved the man who shot him with his bow.
The other was a softer voice, as soft as honey dew. Quoth he, the man hath penance done, and penance more will do.
But tell me, speak again. Thy soft response renewing, what makes the ship drives on so fast? What is the ocean doing?
Still as a slave before his lord, the ocean hath no blast. His great bright eye most silently up to the moon is cast. If he may know which way to go, for she guides him smooth or grim. See, brother, see, how graciously she looketh down on him.
But why drives on the ship so fast, without or wave, or when?
The air is cut away before and closes from behind. Fly, brother, fly, more high, or we shall be belated.
For slow and slow that ship will go, when the mariner's trance is abated.
I woke, and we were sailing on as in a gentle weather. 'Twas night, calm night, the moon was high, the dead men stood together. All stood together on the deck, for a charnel dungeon fitter. All fixed on me their stony eyes, that in the moon did glitter. The pang, the curse, with which they died had never passed away. I could not draw my eyes from theirs, nor turn them up to pray. And now this spell was snapped, once more I viewed the ocean green, and looked far forth, yet little saw of what had else been seen. Like one that on a lonesome road doth walk in fear and dread, and having once turned round walks on, and turns no more his head, because he knows a frightful fiend doth close behind him tread. But soon there breathed a wind on me, nor sound nor motion made. Its path was not upon the sea, in ripple or in shade. It raised my hair and my cheek like a meadow gale of spring. It mingled strangely with my fears, yet it felt like a welcoming. Swiftly, swiftly flew the ship, yet she sailed softly too. Sweetly, sweetly blew the breeze, on me alone it blew. Oh, dream of joy is this indeed! The lighthouse top I see? Is this the hill? Is this the kirk? Is this mine own country? We drifted o'er the harbour bar, and I with sobs did pray. Oh, let me be awake, my God! Oh, let me sleep alway! The harbour bay was clear as glass, as smoothly as it was strewn, and on the bay the moonlight lay, and the shadow of the moon. The rock shone bright, the kirk no less, the stands above the rock. The moonlight steeped the silentness, the steady weathercock. And the bay was white with silent light, till rising from the same, full many shapes that shadows were, in crimson colours came. A little distance from the prow, those crimson shadows were. I turned my eyes upon the deck. Oh Christ! What I saw there! Each corse lay flat, lifeless and flat, and by the holy rood, a man all light, a seraph man, on every corse there stood. The seraph band each waved his hand, it was a holy sight. They stood as signals to the land, each one a lovely light. The seraph band each waved his hand, no voice did they impart, no voice, but oh, the silence sank like music on my heart. But soon I heard the dash of oars. I heard the pilot's cheer. My head was turned perforce away, and I saw a boat appear. The pilot and the pilot's boy, I heard them coming fast. Dear Lord in heaven, it was a joy the dead men could not blast. I saw a third, I heard his voice, it was the hermit good. He singeth loud his godly hymns that he makes in the wood. He'll shrieve my soul, he'll wash away the albatross's blood. This hermit good lives in that wood which slopes down to the sea. How loudly his sweet voice he rears. He loves to talk with mariners that come from a far country. He kneels at morn and noon and eve. He hath a cushion plump. It is the moss that wholly hides the rotted old oak stump. The skiff boat neared, I heard them talk. Why, this is strange, I trow. Where are those lights so many and fair that signal made but now? Strange, by my faith. And they answered not to our cheer. The planks look warped, and see those sails, how thin they are and sere. I never saw aught like to them, lest perchance it were brown skeletons of leaves that lag my forest brook along. When the ivy tod is heavy with snow, and the outlet whoops to the wolf below that eats the she-wolf's young.
Dear Lord, it hath a fiendish look.
I am feared. Push on, push on. The boat came closer to the ship, but I nor spake nor stirred. The boat came close beneath the ship, and straight a sound was heard. Under the water it rumbled on, still louder and more dread. It reached the ship, it split the bay, the ship went down like lead. Stunned by that loud and dreadful sound which sky and ocean smote, like one that hath been 7 days drowned, my body lay afloat. But swift as dreams myself I found within the pilot's boat. Upon the whirl where sank the ship, the boat spun round and round, and all was still, save that the hill was telling of the sound. I moved my lip, the pilot shrieked and fell down in a fit. The holy hermit raised his eyes and prayed where he did sit. I took the oars, the pilot's boy, who now doth crazy go, laughed loud and long, and all the while his eyes went to and fro.
Ha ha! Full point, I see. The devil knows how to row.
And now, all in my own country, I stood on the firm land. The hermit stepped forth from the boat, and scarcely he could stand. Oh, shrieve me, holy man! The hermit crossed his brow. Say quick, I bid thee say, what manner of man art thou? Forthwith this fame of mine was wrenched with a woeful agony, which forced me to begin my tale, and then it left me free. Since then at an uncertain hour, that agony returns, until my ghastly tale is told, this heart within me burns. I pass like night from land to land, I have strange power of speech. The moment that his face I see, I know the man that must hear me. To him my tale I teach.
What loud uproar bursts from that door? The wedding guests are here.
But in the garden bower the bride and bridemaids singing are.
And hark, the little vesper bell which bid me to prayer.
Oh, wedding guest, this soul has been alone on a wide, wide sea. So lonely 'twas that God himself scarce seemed there to be. Oh, sweeter than the marriage feast, 'tis far sweeter to me to walk together to the kirk with a goodly company. To walk together to the kirk and all together pray, while each to his great Father bends, old men and babes and loving friends and youths and maiden gay.
Farewell, farewell, but this I tell to thee, thou wedding guest. He prayeth well who loveth well both man and bird and beast. He prayeth best who loveth best all things both great and small. For the dear God who loveth us, he made and loveth all.
The mariner whose eye is bright, whose beard with age is hoar, is gone, and now the wedding guest turned from the bridegroom's door. He went like one that hath been stunned, and is the since forlorn. A sadder and a wiser man, he rose the morrow morn.
That was Rime of the Ancient Mariner done as done on November 1st, 1995. At first, I wanted to put in sound effects, but the classical music helped make the show brought out the best out of the poem's monologue. Both Camel and I went through the analyst of the poem to see where it took us, as well as 40 hours of script writing, editing through reel-to-reels and digital audio tape. It was also edited through a digital audio workstation, which was nearly unheard of at a typical radio station that often used analog equipment. KBTC-FM was owned and operated by Bates Technical College in Tacoma, Washington, which was eventually sold off in the late 1990s. You can find this play by going archives.org and type in Ty Rose Now. That's T-Y as my first name and Rose Now as one word, which is my last name. Anyway, here's the next episode of Chetter's Tales from the Morgue, entitled If You Can't Stand the Heat.
M&J Audio Theater presents Chetter's Tales from the Morgue.
Come in, my friend. It's so nice of you to pay me a visit. I am Chetter, the morgue attendant and resident storyteller. So sorry about this wretched humidity. The air conditioning is on the fritz, and the repairman is always slow to respond. Yes, perhaps the surroundings make him squeamish. Which is unfortunate, you see. In a morgue, things tend to spoil without adequate climate control. Yes. That reminds me of a story about a man who had difficulty keeping his cool. The tale begins, appropriately enough, during a broadcast of a television weather report.
Mr. Weatherman, what does the weatherman say today? Will it be warm with skies of gray? Will it be hot or cold or fair? Oh, what does the weatherman, what does the weatherman say?
And good morning to you. I'm CJ Carlson with your weekday weather outlook, and the news is quite good for most of the country today. That cold front we received a few days ago from Canada is keeping things comfortable and nice and cool. Looks like we'll continue on that path for at least another 3 days. Those of you, excuse me, I have a bit of cotton mouth. Those of you in the Midwest may want to look. Sorry folks. In the Midwest, we're looking at a upper level disturbance. Can we go to a commercial, please?
Go to a commercial. CJ, what's the problem? You're sweating like a sumo wrestler down there.
I know. I'm burning up. Jim, I don't think I can go on. Can you get Stu to wrap up for me, please?
Stu, we need you on the floor, PDQ. Betty, take a look at CJ, will you?
Okay. What's the matter, sweetheart? You're soaking wet.
I'm on fire, Betty.
Well, let me feel your forehead. Ow! Ooh!
What's the matter?
I burned my hand.
Oh, come on now, Betty.
Oh, no, I'm serious. Your forehead felt like a hot iron skillet.
What?
Look at my fingers.
Oh my God. Oh, God, I don't like this. I don't like this.
No, calm down, honey. Now, let's get in my car and I'll run you down to the clinic.
No, downtown's too far away. I'm going home. It's closer. I'll drive myself, Betty.
What are you going to do, CJ?
I don't know. I don't know, Betty. Heaven help me, I don't know. Hot. Oh, God, I'm hot. Get a grip, CJ. Take a chill pill. That's a good one. Oh, why didn't I get this air conditioner fixed? Oh, my windows are fogging up. Inside the car, I'm radiating heat. Oh, this isn't right. Oh, fever's one thing. When you messed up glass, boy, you're putting it out. What's that? What's that putrid stench? It's like burning rubber. Oh, no. My hands are melting the steering wheel. No, I don't want to burn up. No. Hands are stuck to the wheel. I can't pull them loose. Get out of the way. I'm going to hit that street lamp.
I got your bath ready, Paul. Nice and tepid, just like you like it.
Well, I like it hot, too, on occasion, Ma. Why don't you join me in the tub and we'll have us a steam bath?
Oh, Lord, I'm afeard your old heart just couldn't take it.
Oh, now, it'd take a heap of your loving to kill me, old girl.
Oh, my.
Oh, well.
Well, get it, Paul. There's someone at the door.
Well, yeah, okay. I guess I better answer quick. Might be opportunity. Sure took its time to come a-calling. Well, howdy do, sir.
Oh, thank God you're home, sir. My name is CJ. I've had an accident. I need help. Could you please help me, mister? Please help me.
Jumping Jiminy, you are a mess, young feller. Come in.
Okay.
It feels like a scorcher out there.
That's me, mister. That's me, you feel.
What's that?
I'm burning up.
Who is it, Paul?
It's some young feller, Ma. Appears he had him a little old mishap.
My stars, it's the Channel 27 weatherman.
Yes, ma'am.
There goes that dead burn smoke alarm again, Ma. Did you burn the hominy grits?
No. But look, mister, your shirt's on fire.
My shirt's on fire. Oh, my God! My God!
Now, don't panic, mister. Drop and roll. That's the ticket.
The fire is spreading, Paul. Help him get that shirt off.
Yeah. Let me give you a hand there, mister. Yow! Glory be to gracious, your fever struck something awful.
I don't think it's fever, mister. I don't know what it is.
Get him to the bathroom, Paul.
Good thinking, old girl. Come on, mister. I got a bath full of water all drawn up for you.
A bath? Yes. Thank you.
And don't mention it now. And you get the rest of them clothes off, youngin. You're starting to smolder again.
Yes.
The carpet's on fire.
Well, toss some baking soda on it, Ma, and call the fire department quick.
Oh, God, what's happening to me?
Well, we'll study on that later, young feller. Right now, you get in that tub.
Sizzle, fry, incinerate, boil, melt, hot like the sun. Burn,
hot, so hot. Oh, God. Where am I? I'm being boiled alive. Help.
Now, simmer down there, young feller. Simmer down. That's kind of funny, isn't it?
Oh, it's you. Where am I?
You're in my backyard swimming pool. Of course, with the heat you're putting out, it's more like one of them there jacuzzi baths now.
Yeah, I feel like a Maine lobster. Where'd you get that fire suit?
I borrowed it from the fireman.
Oh.
It's about the only ways I can get anywhere near you.
Yeah.
You're really cooking now, young feller.
I know.
You kind of blanked out after that bathwater hit you.
Yeah.
Sounded like a red-hot skillet being dunked in the tub.
Yeah.
Firemen helped move you out to the pool. Elsewise, you might have burned the house down.
Well, I'm sorry I've been so much trouble.
Not at all.
You may have saved me from total incineration, though. I'm still hot as hell, but this water seems to be controlling it slightly.
Well, sir, I've been studying on your little dilemma there, young feller.
You have?
And I'll be sworn to gracious if it ain't a sure enough poser.
Yeah, well.
Now, I done ruled out that spontaneous human combustion, you see.
Yeah.
'Cause I hear that a feller just goes up like flash paper when that happens.
Yes, I know.
So I took the liberty of calling the Institute of Unexplained Phenomena. Just up the road there. They observed me a couple of years back because my teeth were glowing in the dark. Turned out it was some sort of radioactive toothpaste they was using on us in the service.
The Institute of Unexplained Phenomena?
Yes, sir, that's what they call her. Oh, here comes that head scientist right now.
Oh.
Evening, Professor Hadcliffe.
Hello, Mr. Kennel. You seem to be battling old age with quite some vigor today.
Well, I'm tolerable, sir, thank you.
Mr. Carlson, I
Yes.
must tell you I'm a great fan of yours.
Well.
I set my outdoor activities by all of your weather reports.
Well, thank you. You can just call me CJ.
Well, if you'll forgive me, I cannot shake your hand, but we must get straight down to business, Mr. Carlson.
Okay.
I would like to have you come down to the Institute for some observation, with your permission, of course.
Well, how in the world would you get me down there? I'm kind of hot to the touch.
Just leave it up to me, Mr. Carlson. We're going to have some assistants wrap you up in asbestos blankets. Then you will be transported to our lab in our special flame-retardant van.
Well, at this point, I'll try anything. Okay, bring out the asbestos blanket.
Good afternoon, folks. Kyle McKenzie here with Channel 27's roving Eye on the News. I'm standing outside of the city's Institute of Unexplained Phenomenon, where C.J. Carlson, Channel 27's even-tempered weatherman, is being quarantined for close observations. So far, the only information I've been able to obtain is that our chipper meteorologist is suffering from a baffling disorder that is causing his body temperature to rise at an alarming rate. Yipes! The busy brains at the lab are tight-lipped about their research at this point, but I can tell you I see a lot of men dressed in flame-retardant suits walking around. CJ, old buddy, find yourself a shade tree, pal. The forecast for our cyclone spotting amigo, hot and getting hotter. You can bet your firstborn this roving eye guy will continue to spy on this sizzling situation. But for right now, we can only speculate on the bubbling activity simmering within these Institute walls.
So you're keeping the poor feller in an icebox, Mr. Heathcliff?
Actually, it is a large refrigeration unit used to neutralize volatile materials.
Well, sakes, you don't want to neutralize the man, do you?
Well, actually, the idea is to control his temperature progression. You see, the unit can reach a sub-zero level of minus 2,000 degrees centigrade.
Whoa, Nelly. Well, I bound that cool him off some.
Well, that is the intention. Here we are. We're standing in front of it right now.
He's in there? Oh, no. Feels hotter than a Ben Franklin stove stuffed full of cord of wood.
Well, right now it's at 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's rising steadily, I'm afraid.
Burn it.
We can communicate with him through this transmitter, but just a few words. We'd better let him rest.
Right, sir.
Mr. Carlson, you have a visitor.
Howdy there, young feller. Chin up now. Don't lose your cool. Dead burning, I should have said that.
Well, thanks for the kind word, Paul Kettle. Say, anybody want to bake a cake? Toss a rump roast in here and I'll bake us dinner.
Well, leastways he's got his sense of humor.
Oh, that's good.
Mr. Hindcliffe?
Yes, what is it?
I'm so sorry, sir. Professor Snit is here.
Oh, good.
I tried to call security, but he got in before I could do so, sir.
Hindcliffe?
Yes?
As a certified member of the scientific community, I demand to know the details of your research on the Carlson Project.
Snitty, you are stupidity incarnate.
What?
I'll share my findings with you the day you reveal the location of your secret laboratory, where you conduct your unethical experiments.
Oh, you're insane. I don't know what you're talking about. And at least I'm not the one keeping a man in a meat freezer. Wait till the tabloids get a load of that.
Stop soiling my air with your presence, Snitty. Go play with your mutations.
Don't be a blubbering fool, Hindcliffe. This man is beyond help. You're staring right into the face of a modern miracle, perhaps the greatest scientific find since the dawn of time. C.J. Carlson is becoming a source of pure energy.
He is a human being, which is more than I can say for present company.
Perhaps he's a gift from a higher power, Hindcliffe. Have you considered that? The answer to the world's energy needs. Imagine the possibilities.
Say, guys, I can hear what you're saying in there. If I have a choice in this matter, I'd rather go back to being a weatherman with a dog and a mortgage.
Security. Let's escort Mr. Snitty out of the building, please.
Unhand me, you Neanderthals. Oh, you haven't heard the last of me, Hindcliffe. What are you going to do when he gets too hot to contain? I have a way to harness the heat that he's radiating. You can't ignore me forever, Hindcliffe!
Late that night, the persistent Professor Snit crept into the laboratory with two assistants and chloroformed the security guard. Dressed in heat-resistant suits, they kidnapped Mr. Carlson, who was burning with white-hot intensity, and transferred him into their own heavily insulated van.
Hindcliffe is such a fool. He would actually sacrifice the greatest scientific find in this century for the life of a worthless human being. But now we have him.
Well, we must hurry, Snitty. The man's temperature is rising quickly. The maximum heat this van can hold is 2,000 degrees, and he will surpass that soon.
Yes, only a few minutes to go. We're almost to the lab.
Just so. And then we will pave the road to great fortune.
What is this? Oh, no, police. And look, Hindcliffe is with them. They must have tracked us down using a thermal detector. Well, I'm not giving in without a fight. Those idiots, they're using weapons. They're trying to blow out the tires.
Hindcliffe! Boy, have you done it now, boy! We have the road blocked off in 2 miles! Stop or be forced to stop!
Never, Hindcliffe! If I can't have this, then no one will take it. Do you hear? No one!
You men stay here. That pointy-headed fool, he's turned the van over. I'll kill him if he's not dead already. Snitty! Are you conscious, you idiot?
Oh, my arm. Oh, leave me be, Hindcliffe. Can't you tell that I am injured?
That is nothing compared to what I'm going to do to you if Mr. Carlson is injured. This is kidnapping. You will go to prison for this.
Where Where is Carlson?
Huh?
The back door of the van is open. He must have fallen out.
Yeah. Look. Look by the road. There's a hole in the ground. Smoke is rising from it.
It's Carlson.
Yes.
He's burning a hole in the earth.
Yes.
How hot does he become? 4,000 degrees? Possibly even more?
Oh, you pretentious boob. You thought you could contain him in a freezer.
And you were going to use him for financial gain.
Oh, pipe down, both of you. None of that matters now. He's burning a hole in the earth. The crevice is growing as we speak. What can possibly stop him now? This is no longer a matter of one man's life. Now the whole world is at stake.
He must be stopped. For the sake of the human race. For the sake of the planet Earth. But how? How?
Good evening, folks, or should I say goodbye. Kyle McKenzie here for Channel 27 News, standing next to a large crevice in the earth, an ever-deepening hole that is causing widespread panic throughout the city as earthquakes, tidal waves, and massive flooding wreak destructive havoc upon the area. The source of all this chaos, C.J. Carlson, the human fireball. A man that scientists say has surpassed the heat of the sun. Whoa, C.J., we knew you wanted to be a star, but this is ridiculous. As Carlson reaches the Earth's core, the forecast is the total annihilation of mankind. Worldwide destruction, volcanic eruptions, the continent will fall into the sea. The polar ice caps will melt. The Earth will break from its axis and go spinning into the sun. And we have a weatherman to blame for all this. Well, there's irony in there somewhere, folks, but I'm too stricken with terror to find it. Until we meet in the afterlife, this is Kyle McKenzie saying...
Burning into the ground, burning deeper and deeper into the earth, into the ground. I'm burning into the ground. I'm burning into the earth, burning.
Lieutenant Carlson, awaken, Lieutenant Carlson.
What? Who said that?
You have succeeded in your mission, Lieutenant Carlson. You have achieved total solar penetration. Congratulations.
What? I've achieved total solar penetration. Where am I?
CJ! This is Earth Base Tri-Delta. Can you respond, Lieutenant Carlson?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hot dog! You made it, Lieutenant! How do you feel?
I feel a little flustered, I guess, and very confused. Refresh my memory, please. What am I doing here?
What did he say? Hey, CJ, old buddy, don't tell me you slipped through the greatest mortal achievement in scientific history.
Yeah, I'm afraid to say I did just that, I think.
Look, you are Lieutenant Carlson. You're aboard a highly specialized Alpha rocket. You're on a government-controlled mission to enter the sun and pass through the other side unharmed. And you have done it, man.
I passed through the sun? Oh, God. Yes. The Solar Penetration Project, of course.
Hey, I think the old boy is seeing daylight now.
Yeah. I must have blacked out halfway through the penetration. I had a dream, guys. I was burning, not incinerating, but burning, giving off this incredible heat.
Well, it's not surprising you blacked out. That ship is heavily insulated, but still the heat must have been very, very, very intense.
Yeah. It's no wonder I dreamed I was burning. You were in my dream, Commander Hydecliff. You too, Kyle.
Toto there too, old buddy? Huh?
Okay. Look, fellas, this has been a blast, but I want my mommy Earth. Can I come home now?
Indeed you can, Lieutenant.
Yeah.
Let us check your vital signs first.
Okay.
Blood pressure normal?
Yes.
Heart rate fine?
Right.
Body temperature? Oh, no.
What?
No, this cannot be right.
Well, what is it, Commander? What is it? What about my body temperature?
I do not understand. There must be some kind of malfunction in the equipment.
What is it, Commander?
Hey, get this, old buddy. Says here your body temperature is 230 degrees and rising.
230. Oh, my God. Computer, confirm. What is my body temperature?
Body temperature 232 and rising.
Oh, dear God, it's happening. Passing through the sun must have changed my molecular composition. The dream, it's coming true.
You must return to Earth at once, CJ. We must quarantine you.
Negative, Commander. You can't quarantine me. And believe me, you don't want me down there. Computer, set the coordinates for solar repenetration now.
Affirmative, Commander. Solar repenetration will be achieved in T-minus 60 seconds.
What in heavens are you doing, Lieutenant Carlson?
I'm going back into the sun, Commander. I belong there.
Negative, Lieutenant. The ship will not make another pass through the sun. You'll be incinerated.
Yes.
You will not be able to reach the other side.
I realize that, Commander. Trust me. I'm going to feel right at home where I'm going.
Solar penetration in T-minus 15 seconds.
Hey, get a hold of yourself, old buddy. We'll take care of you. Come on home.
It's no use, fellas. My mother used to say if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Well, I can stand the heat. And I'm going into the biggest kitchen of them all. And I'm going to cook. Oh boy, am I going to cook.
Solar penetration in T-minus 10 seconds.
Start cooking.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
That was a scorching tale, was it not? Yes. A pity about poor Mr. Carlson. Why, when I hear about someone in that position, it just burns me up. Yes, but still, he should have known better than to travel so close to the sun without a reliable sunblock lotion. Those wretched UV rays can cause quite a burn. Personally, I never venture from the morgue in the daylight hours. That is how I maintain this gray complexion so well. Now, it is time for me to bid you adieu. I am going to call that air conditioner repairman once more. I'll tell him if he's not here in 30 minutes, then I'll be forced to make a personal appearance, and I'll be bringing some friends. Yes, and as for you, my friend, do return for another story, won't you? Until next time, pleasant dreams.
You have just heard Chet Chetter's Tales from the Morgue. today's installment, If You Can't Stand the Heat. The names and characters portrayed in this production are fictitious. Any similarities with actual people, living or dead, is purely coincidental. A production by M&J Audio Theater.
That was Chetter's Tales from the Morgue, entitled If You Can't Stand the Heat. That's it for this episode of Airchecks. Stay tuned next weekend for more Chetter's Tales from the Morgue. Airchecks is a 3-hour podcast cut into 1-hour segments and uploaded every Saturday and Sunday. See you on the same time and same channel.